Hi, everybody. This is my summary on the final lesson that I gave for my EDU 342 Civics and Government class. The grade and topic that I was covering was 5th grade social studies. The topic was civics and government, and the Montana content standards that I covered were social studies, civics and government 5.5 describe the basic duties of the 3 branches of government. I had students read the standards and the learning objective with me so that they were active participants in the learning objective and to reinforce what our goal for the lesson was. So our learning objective was given a graphic organizer, students will name the 3 branches of government and be able to identify the people that are involved in each branch with 100% completion. I made social studies relevant for my students by having a learning objective that is important for students to understand as a citizen of the United States. And as a U.S. citizen, we have certain obligations to be informed and of how our government is structured and how it operates. And it was also important to know what is unique about our government and the strengths that it offers. So I thought this was a good learning objective. And today, here's my next slide. Today we will be learning about the 3 branches of government in the United States, and the pre-assessment I had, it was just short and easy. It was, what do you know about the 3 branches of government? I had a what we know side and a what we learned side. I engaged the students well throughout the lesson. I think by starting with the graphic organizer, encouraging their input about what their previous knowledge of the subject was, and then finishing with the graphic organizer to gauge their learning from the lesson were the main points for this. And this is the video that I showed the class as a warm-up. I think the video was engaging and also gave the students more information about our learning objective. It was a good hook and a different mode of learning for more visual learning, and auditory with the music to engage the students and their diverse characteristics. So I thought that was cool too. And here's the first slide. I show the 3 branches of the United States government, and I acknowledge the diverse characteristics of students by not only having the slides written out, but by also reading them so that the students who are at lower reading levels will get that information as well. And yeah, just for this slide, I had the executive branch gave a short description of it, the judicial branch gave a short description of it, and also the legislative branch as well. And here's my next slide. The 3 branches of government ensure checks and balances. So here I gave an example, vetoing a law, and how that meant when Congress sends a bill to the executive branch, the president can reject it. And after that, the bill goes back to Congress, and if 2/3 of the members of Congress want it to become a law, it becomes a law even if the president rejected it. And this is a form of checks and balances between the branches of government. Checks and balances help avoid one branch of the government from becoming too powerful. So I think this was an important aspect to give that example of what checks and balance look like in our government, and an example of how one could be used. And I continue talking about our branches of government. and introduce the worksheet. So I just had them complete the worksheet using the 3 branches of government handout, and I walked around to answer any questions that my students may have had. The teaching method that I used for this lesson was a multimodal approach, and I used the graphic organizer to generate discussion and assess knowledge. I also used a video, with music and which could appeal to visual and auditory learners. And I also had a handout that corresponded with the PowerPoint, and then the main thing after that was the students used their handout to fill in the worksheet, and that engaged another sensory system, which was the big thing there too. And then finally, I just had a final closure slide that just had what we knew from what we wrote down in the beginning of the lesson to then I asked them, okay, so what did we learn? And I had them raise their hands, and I wrote down something that each student had learned in the lesson, and then kind of have them side by side, so then we knew everything that we have accumulated to know what we know now, which was super cool. And then just the last slide here, I had my a restating of the learning objectives. So given a graphic organizer, students named the 3 branches of government and identified the people who are involved in each branch with 100% completion. And overall, I thought the lesson went well. The students were interactive and were able to complete the learning objectives. So I think, it was a good lesson, and I learned a lot from doing this in-depth lesson. So thank you.